Yo, brother Rick, brother Tyrone, we out here at the garden, man. Just checking in Nowalzi Media, my brother's garden. Giving y'all an update. It's been a little bit of time since we did one of these, man. We've been preparing a little bit of information. Putting the stem to work. Calculated risk takers in action right here, man. Keeping that money in our pocket and not putting it in the grocery store is what it's all about. So you can reinvest in your own community and eat healthy. We out here, man. Check it out. We got the beans coming up right here on the side. Check them out. That's the beans. We got the corn. We got more corn coming up. We got some different types of beans. These are sweet beans. These are long purple Asian beans. Of course, you got to have that kale. You know what I'm saying? Like them boys say on some of them other channels, you got to get your greens in. Oh, now look, this that other corn. Got some more corn coming up right here. Anybody got any ideas? We about to plant some more crops in this row right here we just took out and relocated some of the other kale that didn't make it. If you got any ideas, go ahead, email us up, Nowalzi Media Group at gmail.com. You can hit us up on the new Facebook page at Facebook Nowalzi Media. You can find Brother Tyrone on the Facebook. He's got a kitchen cooking channel on the Facebook. You could deal with Brother Tyrone if you want any questions, answers about recipes, ingredients, or whatever. Get at him. Right here we got some our tomato plants growing. Going strong right here. These the cucumbers that we put in. We got knocked back by the cold a little bit, so everything's starting to come back real quick. Over here we got peppers, and we got three spinach plants that's holding on strong that we transplanted from another part of the garden here. So remember, you gotta always have them leafy green vegetables, man. That's the key to living a good, healthy life, is them leafy greens. Brother Tyrone checking on the seeds that we started. If you hit the Facebook page or the Google Plus, you can see the updates on the seeds that we started in the soil blocks. Y'all know it's summertime. We here in the South in Florida, so you know we gotta have the watermelon. Got 3 different varieties of watermelon out here growing in these rows you see that's mounded up, spaced out for the watermelon. Down here, you check us out, we got potatoes. So that's a whole row of, I want to say, yellow golden potatoes. This row right here is those red potatoes. And we come right back to yellow potatoes in this row that just got planted. In the first half up there where you see some plants is the potatoes that was put in earlier when it was cold, I want to say the end of February. These potatoes right here also were planted deep at the end of February, so they're starting to come up now that it's gotten warm here. These were the ones planted a little bit earlier, planted shallow, so you see how the difference in plant depth can make a difference in how fast those plants take off. Again, these are cayenne peppers. Check them out. Brother Tyrone got a hot sauce going to be coming soon. So hit the Facebook page. We're going to have some items up for sale in our Facebook shop soon so that we can raise funds. We also working with a couple of other STEM institutions out here, man. Here in Tallahassee, Florida, they got a Tunwood Learning Institute. Y'all need to check that out. Google it. Wonderful Learning Institute, man. They work with the straight STEM program, working with kids as young as 3 years old. Man, they got 5-year-old children, man, reading on a middle school level, knocking out standardized tests and killing the Black history. So when you get a chance to check them out, a Tunwood Learning Institute. And if you can, man, try and donate to what they're doing to help build a learning system here for these children so they don't have to deal with the problems that we have in the public school system. Now, we over here at our second location in the garden, right here. And over here is pretty much where we got all our squash crops growing. We got a few other things we just planted for the summer. So if you look here, it's a few baby cantaloupe coming up in this zone right here. But mostly we got squash over here. We got zucchini squash, we got butternut squash, we got early white squash, and we have spaghetti squash. All coming up. So these are what your squash plants look like when they start to come out the ground. You know you're progressing good when you start to get your big broad leaves on them. Soon, you can say in another 2 to 3 weeks, we're gonna start seeing actual squash blossoms popping up on these guys here. And once you see the squash blossom, soon after that, you're gonna have tons and tons of squash, whether they be acorn, butternut, early white, or spaghetti. Now these are our neighbors right here. He got a few collard greens that's lasted the whole year here. He's been picking on them. So you see they looking kind of beat down here, but they've been out pulling the leaves off of them, eating those collard greens, staying healthy. We got a few pepper plants over here, holding on strong. Hopefully we get a good harvest of peppers for this hot sauce that we got coming. More squash, and then over here we got our yellow golden tomatoes. Now, great thing for the update. Oh, before I pass them, you gotta have your beets. Gotta have your beets. Gotta get those colored vegetables in, those bright reds for those antioxidants. You want to get those in your system. That's real important for a healthy, balanced diet out here. Boom. Next update, we got a little bit of work to put in before it gets full swing, man. We just acquired some new land out here, so we got to tear it up and break it in. But me and Brother Tyrone gonna be breaking this spot in right here. You see we got the old banana groves on them that we're gonna have to break down because they're not producing anymore. They kind of got overrun and everything. You see it's overrun with wild weeds and everything like that. You guys have any ideas for any crops or any plants you want to see grown out here, hit us up again, Nowalzi Media Group at gmail.com. And then on the other side of the bananas here, we just got another spot. It's right here. It's a little bit torn up, but you see we got our sugar cane growing. We got to cut back here and get this cleaned up, rebuild a little compost pile, dig out these old bananas, get that compost pile torn down and rebuilt, and then till all this and get it ready to be planted. So once again, this Brother Rick out here. We out here rolling, me and Brother Tyrone, busting his garden down, trying to get our community fed, teach the little kids how to grow their food. So as they get older, we can start taking control of our own community, our own food system, and our own economics through using STEM education and cultivation. This your boy Brother Richard out here. We grounded in the garden as always. Nowalzi Media, my brother's garden. Brother Tyrone, aka Mr. Pooh, out here. Words you want to say before we sign out right here in the garden, my brother?
Peace.
All right, there we go. Boom.